hometown. I'm from Espírito Santo. I live in São Paulo for 4 years. I work in a company of e-commerce in Brazil. I'm passionate about coffee. I love to travel. I love to go to the gym as well. And I'm a cat person, but I have no ones. I think it's just that.
Okay, pretty nice. Thanks a lot for sharing. I don't think we talked before, so it's gonna be our first time. It's a pleasure.
No, it's not the first time.
No?
I attended some calls in the same day and time with you
Okay, so my
in
bad.
your classes. Yeah.
We have a lot of meetings, so sometimes I cannot remember. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
But anyway, we just introduced ourselves. If you are watching us on YouTube or listening us on Spotify or any other place, we are TALKNTALK. We come here to talk in English and, I don't know, get comfortable and share some opinions. Today, our topic is a phrase, I told you so. That means I warned you, and we're gonna talk about communication, advices, okay, and even mistakes we can do sometimes. So the second question, how do you feel when someone says, I told you so? Bruno, how is it for you, this terrible phrase?
Well, in my case, I feel horrible, I feel like I missed something, and I hate when it happens, because it means that maybe you made some mistakes, yeah, and you need to fix it. But I believe that we need to be humble, and at the same time, when we listen, when we hear it, we need to be humble. And if you make some mistakes, you can recognize it, and maybe you can be better, to not listen it again, yeah.
But sometimes there are some people who likes to say that phrase, just be right. People like this.
Yeah, for sure. There are lots of people that like to say it, but when you say it for them, they hate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah. And
I
you,
know.
Sarah,
I know some.
do you like to say it, or do you like to listen it? I think that you
Neither.
don't like to listen.
No, listen is way worse, because if you like shit, right? You feel like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, I was missing something, I should have known better. But I don't know, I feel like since I don't like saying so much, I don't like listening, sorry, I also avoid, or at least I try to avoid saying, because I don't think that helps, because the person has made a mistake and probably is feeling already bad or upset about the consequences of that choice. So me saying, I told you so, I don't think it's better. It's good for nothing, so I try to avoid, but listening is terrible. And sometimes I avoid some people. I avoid telling about my mistakes, because I know I'm gonna have this phrase, I'm gonna hear this, and I don't want. I wanna be in peace, and I don't know, try to live with the problem and find a solution. But I don't wanna useless advice, useless phrases that don't help. So I'm the kind of person who avoids the conflict. So I don't tell, oh, I made a mistake, because I know that I'm gonna listen. I told you so. Not my favorite thing. And you, Larissa?
About me, I was remembering that the most common person that told this phrase for me was my mom, because right now I not live with her, but she used it to say for me, I told you so, because I didn't have the thing that she advised me, and if it sometimes if gonna wrong, or if I had some problem with the situation, she was the first person um, to put the finger in my face. Okay, I told you so. There is was wrong, and I had so chance to reply her.
And how did you feel when that happened? Like upset, or you don't mind?
At the beginning, I was feel so upset with this hard judgment, because it's a hard feeling from my mom. But over the time, I can I can say that I used to hear that and not be affected more with these phrases, because I think that phrase come from her. It's about the uh, scare of her for me to do something wrong, or or to take a risk in some situation. And currently, I don't feel affected by this phrase no more.
Yeah, that's called development, right? When you grow up enough to not care so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really like that. I think that you mentioned something interesting, that is parents are usually concerned, they have good intention. So it depends on the person or even the parent. But if you have a good relationship with your parents, in my opinion, they say in a, let's put it like a positive way, right? They don't want to hurt you or make you feel dumb or anything like that. They just want to try again to advise you. They never miss a chance to teach you, right, as parents.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's continue with this phrase. Larissa, can you answer number 3? Why do you think people say that phrase?
I think that anyone likes to hear this phrase, but I am the person that I like to say this phrase for my boyfriend, for example, because I like that he do all the things exactly there I want. And when something or minimal thing goes to wrong, I say to him, I told you so. But I think it's not good. It's a thing that I try to change, because I think there's a moment that you're not prepared to hear this phrase. I think it's a hard judgment, right? I think that's moment that you can get the things wrong, or you have a bad day, and I think it's not good to say this phrase.
Great point. It's important to recognize, right, that maybe there are some moments when you should be silent and just let the person be. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. We are not perfect, right?
Yes.
And you, Bruno, what do you think about this question?
I believe that when people say it, it's because you are not in all the situations, but maybe you are stubborn, and you already received the advice about something, and you, in the same way, you persist doing something that other people or other or another person saw that it would be a bad choice, you know. It's something from parents, you know, in general, I think. And when parents say something, you need to, you know, uh, analyze the situation, because parents, I don't know, I think that parents have, I don't know how can I say it in English, but it's like a feeling, you know, that that choice can be harmful for you, you know. So I think that you need to consider, you know, before doing something that your parents told you that you maybe you should not do it, you know. And of course, it is not for all the cases, you know, because sometimes you need to make your own choices, you know, but you need to uh, analyze the situation and see if it's worth it to make that choice or not, you know. Yeah, that's what I think. And you, Sarah, what do you think about it?
Yeah, good point. I don't know. I think that I'm I'm addicted to say I think I have to say other things. I believe that it feels good to be right, you know. Even people sometimes we don't admit, but it's a warm feeling in the heart. Oh, I was right. So if you have the chance to say I told you so, you experience this feeling, and sometimes you like things in your way, and someone disagrees, but in the end of the day your way was right. So I would say it feels really good, because you can just say suck it. I don't know, it's kind of childish, you know, but sometimes we just want to feel like winners in a way. Even if it is not a competition, sometimes we kind of like the power or this illusion we are right, or people should listen to us more often because we know better. But I think everyone's faking, you know, people don't know so much as they as they try to demonstrate, I guess. I I'm one of them, by the way. But I'm not gonna say much about myself. So, Bruno, can you read number 4?
Sure, sure. Let me see here. Have you ever got in trouble because you didn't listen to someone's advice? Good question. I don't remember, you know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe once or twice, but is I always try to listen, you know. And I think a lot before I do something, you know. Before I make some decision, I like to think a lot and I try to figure it out all the scenarios, you know, before I step in, you know, about on something. And one thing that I remember that my parents told me that to not do, to not make that decision was about going to, I don't know if I already told you. I think yes. Well, I think that we were discussing about it in the, I don't know. I'm confused right now. But anyways, I worked in a on a ship company, you know, and in this company, my parents told me, man, don't go for it because you you don't know how to do anything at home. So how can you go to work in this company, you know? Because in this company, I need to do everything by myself, you know, wash the clothes and, you know, take care of myself. Anyways, everything. And in that time, I was so immature, you know, and they were right, you know. And it was something that hurts me a lot, you know, because I in my mind I was planning to spend 9 months working in this ship company, you know, but I spent just 1 week, and for me it was horrible, you know. It was horrible. Yeah, yeah, and they were right, you know, and I need to accept it. That's like it's something, you know, incredible because I didn't uh, make it, but my parents were right in that. situation, you know. Yeah.
It's impressive, right? How they just know when we have all the questions, they have all the answers, or at least it seems like it. I don't know, maybe they are pretending as well. I don't know. But as a parent, now do you understand, right?
For sure, because you know, we know our children, you know, and they know that in that moment I was not so responsible, you know, I was not so mature, you know, but I was doing it, you know, I was making that decision because I really want to grow as a person, you know. I knew that maybe I would have some trouble, you know, but I decided to do it because I really want to grow as a person, you know, not make money and travel the world, but what I really want to, I really wanted to be a better person, you know. Yeah. Now I feel more prepared, you know. I mean, as a person, you know, everything that I was looking for in that moment, I have right now, you know. I'm feel I'm feel good with myself, you know. But in that moment, I was looking for something that maybe I need to choose another way, you know. That's it.
Very poetic. I don't know. I like the philosophical vibe.
Yeah, sometimes it can come out, you know, without realizing.
Yeah, I see. I think it wasn't like a waste of time. You learned something about yourself. So a lesson, right? You can see in this way. And you, Larissa.
Oh, yes, I agree with you, Bruno. I don't remember specific things, but when I was teenager, I did some things by own without my mom's permission or agreement. Uh, but I don't remember the consequences or situations, but some things I found the answers after that they happened in my life. But I have no example to do here. But it's all related to my mom's in my life.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
I get it. I was hoping you would have like embarrassing situations to share. So I'm kind of disappointed, you know, because I really like these stories about young and dumb people, like in the past, of course. So I have a story that is embarrassing. So I was hoping you could share the embarrassment with me, but okay, I'm gonna embarrass myself alone. I was, you know, my birthday, 21st birthday, and my mom said, don't drink too much, you know, and I did exactly the opposite, of course, because I thought it was cool, you know, at the time. So I don't know how, don't ask me. I just know that I grabbed my phone and was texting a guy that I was into in college. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. A lot of mistakes that I wrote because I wasn't so I went to college even in hangover because I didn't want my mom to say I told you so. So I pretend I was completely okay and went to college. And the first person I met, yeah, the guy. And he was like, oh, I didn't understand a message you sent me yesterday. And I was like, neither do I. I don't understand anything, you know. But it was like big trouble, but it was kind of embarrassing because we saw each other every day. And he was like, oh, your birthday was so fun because you called me and texted me. And okay, I didn't remember that, but now I don't. It's a dangerous combination, you know, cell phone, alcohol, don't do it, especially if you are into someone and you don't have the guts to confess, So if you are in this situation, stay away from your phone and alcohol, of course. That is also problematic sometimes. Yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna skip number 6 because I think we kind of talked about it. Let's go with number 6. Larissa, can you answer this question? Read and answer.
Okay. In your opinion, can stubbornness be a good thing? First thing, I don't know what stubbornness means. Can you help me with that?
Yeah. It's like someone who doesn't listen to advice. A stubbornness is like stubborn person, doesn't listen to advice, wants to do things in his or her own way,
Okay. I think, for example, I had some friend that had a boyfriend, and he broke up with her sometimes, and I think it can be a stubbornness person, this situation. And because I advised for her many times to don't return for his boyfriend, because he's not a good person, and made he made her sadness many times during in a year. But she didn't hear me. She didn't hear anything that I told her. And I think the people can learn it with her own errors, right? But you can do the best for the friend, for your friend, to seek good advices, to the people doesn't suffer more because for some situation. But there is a times that a person needs to learn in her own, to learning the lesson, and to describe him over the time. Okay, my friend was not so wrong with her opinion about this guy. I think it's my opinion.
Very good example. I think it's hard sometimes to just let people do what they want because we care and we want to like save them, right?
Yeah.
But it's necessary to let people make their own choices, and we can help after if they want. So it's not up to us to decide. And you, Bruno, what do you think?
I think that it can be good, sometimes. Sometimes I believe that it's necessary, Of course, that except when your parents tell you something, you need to consider. But when it comes from other people, maybe maybe you need to consider to insist on whatever you want, because sometimes people just want to to see you in a they don't want to see you winning, in life. So they tell you something that is not true, So you need to know the difference, from a real friend and from people that don't like you and maybe just want to tell you things just to make you go out of the way, go off go out of the path, like let's say like this, Yeah. And for example, when you want something, you need to be a little stubborn, in order to achieve it, because if you are not stubborn, maybe you will not achieve your goals, in life, in general. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, your example was perfect because we usually relate stubbornness to, oh, my parents told me something and I didn't take into consideration, but it can be so much more, right? You can just do the things you really want, regardless of opinions, of what other people's judging you, So I think that you mentioned a great example, and I have to agree. I think that if it is something worth it, you should be stubborn, but in a healthy way, maybe in a it's kind of ironic to be stubborn and also clever, but I think it's possible if you know how far you can go and how you can the precautions you need to take. In my opinion, it's possible, but it's not like being stubborn. It means I don't ever listen to anyone and live everything all by myself. It just means sometimes you gotta make your own decisions and just be okay with it. Doesn't matter other things, other opinions or people trying to put you down in a way, right? So very good point. And let's move on. We have some time to discuss. Would you guys like to choose the next question?
I think the question 9 is interesting. What's your take on Tagalog? Is it effective? I don't know how Tagalog means. Someone knows?
Sorry?
I don't know what taught love means. Someone knows?
I'm gonna ask Bruno to explain because I want. Bruno, can you explain?
Really? Oh my God. Let me see here. What is it? Hmm. I need to confess that I don't know this one. Though is like it's hard to explain though. But the question, let me see, was you need to explain for me so that I know this one.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I just
No way,
thought
no
because
way.
I'm talking too much, and I'm gonna give you the just that's why I asked you to answer. But
No.
it's not like something difficult. Tough love, it's like when people
Okay.
are straightforward with you. They just tell the truth, even if it hurts. Like tough love, it's that one friend you have that says you are wrong, and they don't try to make you feel better or special. They just go straight with the truth.
Yeah, I got it. Now I got it. I confused tough with though. It's sometimes I get confused with these words. But I got the point. Well, I believe when people are straightforward, straight with you, about something, is better than try to to look for words to not make you feel bad, about something. I believe that people need to be straight to the point and tell the truth, because it's a better way to solve the problems. And maybe if you choose another way to try explain something, uh, sometimes people don't understand, and they can get wrong ways, in life. So much better to be straight. Yeah.
Do you have a friend like that that's just go to the point with you?
A friend like that. Hmm. Nowadays, no. I think that most of the time I spend my time with my wife, and she's really straight to the point. You know, when she wants something, when she wants to show me something, you know, and she knows that I'm taking a bad decision, she's straight to the point, and she says what she needs to say, you know. So I love it on her, you know.
That's nice. I wish you were more like that, you know, because sometimes I cannot just say whatever I'm thinking. I go round and round and then share something. But I think tough love can be effective because people are gonna have the idea right away. They don't have to think so much because, for example, you have a toxic boyfriend and your friend says, oh, this guy can kill you in no time. That's tough love because she's so straightforward with you, but also because she cares, you know. So I think it's effective, but it can be painful because that's not something you wanna hear, right? You wanna be we want people to be nice and kind and say nice things to you, but sometimes it's necessary to be tough and firm, you know.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
the worst part is when people get mad about you because you say the truth, you know. It's the worst moment, and the worst part, I think, you know. And as you said, sometimes you need to be straight, but in my case, I don't like to be so straight like this, because people can get uh, offended, you know, with you because you just say the truth, you know. And nowadays it's hard to say something like this, you know. And if you want to say something like this, you need to make sure that this person is your real friend, you know. You have that I don't know if it's correct, but you have that uh, intimacy, you know, to say it, you know. Yeah. So it's hard.
The life is not a piece of cake, right? Always problems and conflicts to solve. I understand. And you, Larissa?
I have some friends with this profile of total love. I like people with this profile because sometimes you need to people in over you saying what you should do, because I believe that there's a moment that you can see the right option, the best way to do something. And I think it's important to have this kind of person. But in other side, I think in certain moments can be aggressive to hear these type of opinions. There is a day that you are not so good to hear that, but that's a day that you are totally lost, and hear something straight to the point is good to make a decision, or to thinking a problem with all sides. I think it's important, but I think it can be aggressive in some moments as well.
I haven't thought of that, you know. Sometimes just you're in a bad day and yeah, it could be really hurtful to hear, especially the way, right, the person approaches you. It's also important because they can say you something hard and then give you a hug, or they can say something hard to hear and just walk away. It's completely different, right? So we need to learn how to handle people, emotions, and all these things. So I'm gonna just share about number 10. I'm gonna ask Larissa to also start with this question. Okay, can you share your opinion?
Okay, is it okay to give and request and ask advice to our friends? I don't have this profile. I think when we say there's times there are people don't have in a good day, in a good moment, and I give some advices when I receive from the people. When the people ask for me some advice or my opinion, I think it's more healthy for the relationship.
Yeah, it could be very I don't know, not toxic, but disrespectful. I always struggle with this word, disrespectful, to say
Yes.
things people didn't ask, because you are like crossing a line, right, with them. Yeah. And you, Bruno?
Yeah, in my case, I don't like to, to do it, because I have the feeling if I have the feeling that if I do it, I will cross the line and I will be unpolite, And I don't like to act like this, Even though sometimes we have the disagreement because we are watching someone that we like making bad decisions, But people need to acquire experience in life, And sometimes you need to leave, let the people make their own decision in order to grow as a person. Only in this way they can grow, and you can avoid that people because people can think about you like a boring guy, a boring girl, that always want to point the finger about something, and we want just to help people, and sometimes it's good to make the things happen because you can avoid some bad situations, you can avoid some stressful moments, so it's better to let the people make their own decisions than to say something and people look at you like a boring guy, or a boring girl, whatever. Yeah.
And if you give an advice, sometimes you can kind of not compromise. Yeah, compromise yourself, because if the person listens and something goes wrong, you also have a part, an amount of responsibility, depending on the advice, right? So
Yeah. You have that guilty,
uh,
Yeah. You
yeah,
carry that
guilt.
on your shoulders, yeah, forever. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's not so pleasant, right? If we feel like, oh, the person was quiet on the corner and I decided to give an advice and everything was terrible also because of me. So if the person didn't ask, I'm not gonna say anything, because I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. So I wouldn't like to just receive an advice out of nowhere, So I try to act the same way with others, and I think it's clever and wise to live like that. So I'm gonna bring the others back. Would you guys like to say something else?
No, for my side.
Yeah, I just want to say that the topic was awesome, Really nice questions.
Yes, thank you for the excellent class.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope to see you guys more often. Bruno, I don't even have to say because we are like partners in crime here. But Larissa, you are welcome as well. We have a lot of fun here. And every week, I'm here with English, on Mondays and Thursdays with Business English. So you can also join and use your fancy vocab, I don't know if you have one. Meeting, forecast, these beautiful words that we usually forget, but you can use on Thursdays, okay?
Okay.
So let me just wait. The guys should be back in any minute now. Gonna take the link to serving. Okay, they disappeared. I don't know what happened, but they will be here. So here's the link to survey. Okay, I was scared for a moment, but nobody died. How was the conversation, Luis?
Well, it was a very good conversation as always. We discussed a lot, mainly with different points of views, and this is very important.
Yeah, I agree with you. And how many questions did you answer?
Well, let me see. I think that we achieved the number 6 question. All right.
Yeah, I was just curious. Let me ask you a question, okay? Number 3, why do you think people say, I told you so?
Well, I don't know. I think that could have a lot of reasons, but the main could be that the people want to be right about something, about an hypothesis, about one way to follow, about one advice. I think that the main reason could be something like this. They want to be right. I don't know. I think could have a lot of reasons too, but the main is this.
Yeah. It's so good, right? For the ego, I was right. Oh my gosh, I'm an angel. Yeah, I understand perfectly. So, Jairo, we were talking about number 6. In your opinion, can stubbornness be a good thing?
Yeah, we were discussing about it because we had different point of views at the beginning of the conversation, but I think in the end of the conversation we understood that we were in the same direction, but only starting from different perspective, So for me, I think it's not a good thing, be stubbornness. We were discussing what it means, because in some ways we were discussing, all right, it means that someone's that believe in something and try it until get it, or not, because that's the main difference to us, like someone's that don't listen to anyone else and go direct to their objective. But at the same time, if you don't listen to anyone else, it means that probably you are like making mistakes that people are trying to advise you, and you should at least could avoid it, avoid make mistakes that other people already did in the past. So it's difficult, but for me, I think it's not a good thing.
Yeah, we are talking about this difference between being like persistent and just being a person who doesn't listen and feels like, oh, I know everything. That is kind of harmful, right? Because like you said, you can make a lot of mistakes that could be avoided. Yeah, very good. And just to finish, I shared the survey. That is our feedback link. Just give some suggestions, opinions, okay? Always essential to grow and improve these conversations. And I'm gonna give the last question to Marcio. And Ayla, you can comment as well if you want, because you would be the only one not to say anything. But anyway, what's your take on tough love? Do you think it's effective? Márcio?
Yeah, yes.
Mhm.
In my opinion, it depends the argument, depend the situations. It's effective. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it depends.
So it's depends on the person, the personality, the, like you said, what's happening. Very good. Thank you so much. And you, Ayla, do you think it's good to just say the truth to people?
I think the same. I think it depends on, it's complicated. It depends on the person, the situation. Yeah, I think so. I don't have a one answer. So
Yeah, we never do, right? We come here expecting to answer everything, and we are like, oh, but Jairo is right. Luis also has a good point, so we kind of mix everything. That is the best part here. Guys, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna see you in the next week. We're gonna talk about corruption, politics, and all stuff that maybe you are into this topic. Thank you one more time, and I'm gonna see you later. Okay, take care, and until next time. Bye bye.
take care.